Going on, folks. Excuse me. What we talking about in this video is factoring. There's some videos that we already got on the channel about factoring. You can check those out too. But this is just kind of a new addition to the previous videos. So, excuse me. This is how we gonna do this. I got some stuff written behind me and we're gonna look at that first. Basically some definitions and what you need to factor. What is factoring and what do you need to factor? That's what this is right here. And then after we talk about that, we'll do a couple little examples and to kind of explain so we can get a mechanical understanding. So we're gonna start with what you need to factor. The first thing that you need to factor is you need to choose a number, or somebody need to give you a number, like your teacher or something like that. You need a number to start factoring. For example, number 4, 525, 17, 4a squared plus 1a. These are all numbers, and you can factor all of these numbers. But the first thing that you need before you can start even thinking about factoring is you need a number to start with. Obviously, right? So then after you choose a number, the second thing in factoring is the basic principle is you want to find two numbers. This is what factoring is. When you find two numbers that give birth to the number that you chose. You see what I'm saying? That's the heart of what factoring is. So for example, let's take the number 4. And let's factor the number 4. Let's see what two numbers gave birth or can give birth to this right here. And it's real simple. Excuse me. We got you can have 1 times 4. That's a way to do it. You can do 2 times 2. And you can do something like this too. You can do 8 times 1/2. You know what I'm saying? These are all factors. And when you combine these, you get the number 4. These numbers, they give birth to the number 4. All of these. 8 and 1/2, 2 and 2, 1 and 4. So these, everything that I fix in a circle, these are what you call factors of the number 4. Let's see real quick. So that's the basic principle of what factoring is and what you need to start factoring. So now that we kind of got that out of the way, let's go forward with a few examples. Let's say we had, now we're gonna get a little bit more complex as we go, but let's say we had something like 3x squared plus 2x to the first. So again, first of all, I want to put parentheses around this. So we know that this is one whole number. I want you to kind of conceptualize that. This is the same as putting any old plain number in parentheses. This is the same as that. 3x squared plus 2x to the first. It's just, it has some different parts in there. So how do we go about factoring this number? Well, first we got to look at what numbers make up this whole thing. So we got 3, we got a variable x, and that variable is raised to the second power. And then the second one right here, we got 2 as a coefficient. We got the same variable with x to the first power. So what we want to do is find out what two numbers or what number can we take out of this and multiply to get this number. So again, for example, I'm gonna do it on this side to kind of give an example. So if you wanted to factor 4, we could do like this: 1 times 4. We're gonna break it up and see when we multiply this time this, we still get that. So we're gonna do that same thing with this. For numbers like this though, we need to find what they have in common, because this is a binomial. What they have in common is an x. That's about it. They have an x to the first power in common. Because there's x to the second means that there's an x to the 1 inside of that. So we're going to take that x to the 1 out of this and out of this right here. This 2x to the 1, we're going to take that out. And we're going to take out of this 3x to the second, we're going to take another x to the 1 out of that. That's around parentheses. So now that we did that, what are we left with inside of here, right? Inside of here, we're left with 3x to the first, because we divided out an x from both of these terms. And what we're left with right here is 2. And so these are the two factors for 3x squared plus 2x to the first. We'll do one more example. Y'all let me know in the comments if that makes sense. If you're tracking, we'll do one more example. I'm gonna leave this one right here just for reference. One more example. Let's say we had, I like this one. We did 2y cubed minus 6y. So let's say, so we gotta find, again with this binomial, we gotta find what these two terms, what they have in common. Well, so we got 2y cubed and a negative 6y to the first power. So let's think for a minute. So we know both of them at least got a y to the 1 because this is y cubed and we got a y to the 1 right there. So we can use that on the outside, y to the 1. They don't got y squared because this one has a y squared, but this one does not because it's too small. It's, you know, it just don't have that inside of there. So we can take out y to the first within the variables, but we can also take out this 2. This 2 and this 6, we can, those are compatible numbers, so we can divide both of those two out of the situation. We can divide this term by 2 and we can divide this term by 2. So that's pretty much everything we can take. This is everything that they share in common that we can take out of that expression. And so when we do that, what are we left with? What we are left with is look like y squared. Look like y squared minus 3. And these will be the two factors for 2y cubed minus 6y to the first.